Hi, okay, today I don't think your ex wants you to know this, okay? I've got in their energy, they're sat in the Lovers and the Ten of Wands. So there's a relationship or a choice they've made, it can mean a choice, that they've gone into that they're really struggling with. You know, pulling your hair out, struggling, really, really difficult. They don't want you to know though. I've just got a really strong sense that they really don't want you to find out that they have got a lot of burdens, a lot of stress. They've taken on too much in a new situation, okay? But what they really want, I feel, is a second chance, okay? It's a reconciliation card, but it's crossed with conflicted energy. So I just do honestly feel today that they don't want you to know. That they really wouldn't want you watching this video. That they'd be like, no, please don't let everybody know that I've messed up. All right, so I'm going to have a look today at what's going on with these two. I'm going to get my other tarot deck out. What's actually happening? What is this Ten of Wands all about? And also the reconciliation card. How do they really feel? And ultimately, what are they going to do about it? Okay, so let's give these a shuffle and let's have a look at their environment first, okay? And we'll go from there. So just while I'm shuffling though, I hope you're okay. Thank you so much for watching, all your support. It's really kind of you, really, really kind. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website. Go check it out and check out the $1 reading that's on offer as well. Okay, why are they in the Ten of Wands? Pulling their hair out. Not sleeping up till the early hours of the morning, I'm hearing. Okay, but they're also clock watching. I just heard that they're clock watching. Time is not going anywhere. Like sticky. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's all sticky, like trying to walk through treacle. Okay. So let's see what these three cards are. Let's turn them over. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. That is their energy. Okay, they could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. I would say, clarifying that Ten of Wands, the King of Pentacles in reverse, there can be a preoccupation with finances. Maybe there's just not enough of it, all right? But also they are very stuck. They don't feel very stable. Do you know what I really feel? They feel like a complete fool. I just heard that they wish they checked the fine print, okay? The fine print. So I'm seeing that they wish they dotted the I's and crossed the T's before they made a choice, because the Lovers can represent choice, okay? They wish they'd done that. But the Ten of Wands and the King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who could have gone into a new situation based on what they could get out of it, because Pentacles are the physical, okay? But it's turned out to be an absolute uphill struggle. I feel that they're the only ones now actually doing anything, okay? Next one, let's have a look. Ace of Cups in the reverse, there you go. Yeah, it could be, if it's a relationship, it's just very dull, it's over. Really, I don't think this, mincing my words, it's on its way out. It's not what they thought it would be, but there's a lot of sadness, okay? I feel what they've invested their time and energy into is really just very blocked. I feel there's a lot of repressed emotions around your person at the moment. Very dull. Okay, but I do feel with that Ten of Wands that they have bitten off more than they can chew. They haven't had very strong boundaries. It's almost like they handed their power over to somebody who knew how to work them, knew how to play them, knew how to get what they wanted out of them. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a lot of Pentacles here. You know, King of Pentacles in the reverse, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, it is bad financial decisions. And that can just mean that you've gone into another situation without actually taking a long, hard look at what you were getting yourself into, and now there will be some financial ramifications of some sort. And that can be as simple as you have nowhere to live, or you can't afford to move even though you don't want to be there. You know, it's not always masses of everything. But this 7 of Pentacles is in the reverse, so I feel like they're letting go. Okay, they've been holding on for a while. They thought about the time. I can tell they've been holding on for a while because they're in that 10 of Wands right back at the beginning. So that is somebody who is literally at the end of their tether, but they've made their bed. They don't want you to know. They really don't want you watching this. So instead of just saying, you know what, I've made a mess of it, I need to get out of this, accept responsibility, they've been hanging on, okay? They have been hanging on. They don't want to be seen as a fool, all right? I keep hearing that word fool. But they've made some bad decisions. They've made some really, really bad decisions. And they're involved, I think, with somebody who possibly doesn't finish what they start. So there's all that in the mix as well. Not really very stable, okay? I just feel that they're going to have to ask somebody for help, okay? They're going to have to ask. They're not as independent as they were. That's what they don't want you to know. They're not as independent, and they don't have the means that they had. And if they haven't already, they're going to have to ask somebody else for some help. All right, which goes against everything that they are like, because I'm not particularly getting their, you know, as I always say, toxic. I feel they can be someone who likes to keep up appearances. You know, it's all about how they look. They like to be the person that other people come to help for because it makes them feel good. You know, their ego gets massaged by what they've got and sometimes who they know. Oh, gosh, yeah, did you hear that? Someone's going to be knocking on your door, I think. But I don't feel that they have got this now. I just feel that they're going to have to ask somebody else for help. Now, is it going to be you? Is it going to be you? That really is my question today now. Let me see what their feelings are. They want a second chance with you, okay? That's very, very clear. That came out on the get-go, all right? But again, you see, it is conflicted. Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. They want you. They still love you. But there's a bit of their personality that doesn't like to look like they've messed it up, embarrassed, okay? They like everybody to look up to them. And now they're going to have to start asking other people for help. So let's see what they'd say to you. I want you. Okay, I'm going to get a tarot card on that. I want to see what the challenge is today. I lost myself for a little while. Yeah, they've just made the wrong decision. The wrong decision. They didn't check some paperwork out either. I know I messed up everything. Now, this is their true feelings, okay? This is what you're not being told because they don't want you to know this because of what we've just been chatting about. One more. I need to heal. They want to feel the way again they did with you, okay? The King of Pentacles in reverse can also mean a very dull situation. You know, same, you know, different days, same stuff, Groundhog Day energy. Feeling very, very stuck in a rut. They're their own worst enemy. They're going to have to admit that they've messed up and that they did you wrong and they threw the dice and it didn't work. You know, they threw the dice, they gambled and they've lost it. They've lost the bet that they made. So I just want to see what that I want you. Just clarify that for me, please. Two of Cups. Yeah, very clear today. They miss you. They feel that you're their soulmate, that you're compatible, that you see eye to eye, that you just get them, okay? There's a very strong connection between you and this person. You could have been married, you could have lived together, okay? But very sad, isn't it? It's sad. It's sad that they... Why did they do what they did? Why did they do it? What was going on in their psyche? What was their problem? What was their problem? I just saw the Five of Pentacles. Was it greed? Was it greed? I do feel that could be linked into it with those other cards we've talked about. That there was just a better opportunity. I say it doesn't have to be another relationship. It could have been anything, but there was just another better opportunity. Or so they thought. So they thought. Yeah, pride comes before a fall though, doesn't it? Anything else on why? They felt, you know, this is what I don't think you do know. They felt very stuck. They loved you, but they felt very stuck. And they repeated a pattern that they'd done before. Okay, that will make sense to you if this is your reading. Clarify that for me, please. Yeah, they felt trapped. Not because they didn't love you. I just feel they didn't think they were doing as much as they should have been doing. For whatever reason. Okay. And they just felt very stagnant and almost trapped. But now they realise that, I think that for them healing is realising that all that glitters isn't gold, and what they had with you was what their soul really wanted. All right, they went off to follow some dream, something they felt they hadn't done, they hadn't achieved. And this happens. Sometimes people can be together and they are in the Two of Cups energy, but you know, it's life, isn't it? And then one person just thinks they're missing out on something, but it's only when they've jumped into that fire that they realise, when they had their fingers burnt, that I'm hearing that if they could speak to you, they would say, everything I had already with you. Okay. They were very lost, you know, when you separated, within themselves. Very, very lost. I feel something going back, a hurt or something from childhood, you know, something they hadn't worked through. And I think they felt chasing whatever they chose to do was going to fill that empty gap. But it was never about that. It was about them going back within and healing themselves. Okay. You often find the outside things in life, it doesn't always work, does it? You know, you can chase and grab and do whatever we all do, but then they need to come back to themselves. but they still have an energy of not wanting you to know, all right? Very enclosed energy, a very secretive energy. They want to be seen as a leader. They want to be seen as the best at whatever they do. It doesn't matter what it is. It can even just be, you know, anything, any club they're a member of. They want to be seen to be the best. They are quite an ambitious person, okay, but they don't want you to know that they're still in love with you, and they don't want you to know that they're having to let go of this situation because they've lost it. Really. Let's just have a couple more on this situation, and then we'll have a look at the outcome. Moving on. Yeah, they're going to leave. They're going to leave it. You know, they are going to leave, but they don't want you to know that. All right. And they still love you, you know, 2 of Cups. But they're acting unbothered. Yeah, this is it. That's exactly what they're doing. And almost pretending that all is rosy in their little rose garden. Well, it isn't, unfortunately. Yeah, they got involved with someone with a bad reputation for whatever reason. Okay, going back to, I heard the word, they wish they'd read the paperwork. That can be physically or it can be metaphorically. They didn't do, there was no due diligence in this little mess, okay? Let's see, oh gosh, pick my deck up, 2 of Cups. Look, there we go. What's underneath that? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they would like to speak to you, Page of Pentacles, but the 3 of Swords is there, so they know they broke your heart. They know you're disappointed in them. Really, really. And then under that again, look, 10 of Wands. That's where we started this reading. So I feel they would like to speak to you, but I don't feel... do you know what I think they're ashamed of with this Page of Pentacles? It can be an energy of someone who has got good ideas and is willing to put the work in, but they haven't got a lot to bring to the table yet. Okay, you can talk of an energy of somebody not having a lot to bring yet. And also that's how they left you. And they are struggling. They're hiding behind it all at the moment, but they won't. They'll let go of it. We've got enough clarification today. They will let go of that situation. Let's see what they're going to do. What are they going to do in the next couple of months? Yeah, Knight of Wands. Yeah, their energy's a bit in and out. Okay, I feel that they are going to try and move away from the situation that they're in, but they are very much... they are still going to be listening to other people's opinions and beliefs, and I feel that goes back to their image. They're frightened of... they're terrified of you finding out that they're not who they said they were. Oh, they've messed up, okay. But this energy, I feel, will be in and out for a couple of months with them. But the final card out of these is the 6 of Cups. So I do see them coming back in and making some form of contact, okay. The energy they're in at the moment is, shall I move on? Shall I stay? Shall I move on? Shall I stay? And the reason that is because they're sat in this Hierophant energy, which for me is following the rules in this instant. It is about doing what is expected of you. It is sometimes other people that you're associating with whose opinions are very strong and you feel that you can't override them, or possibly not in a position with this lot to override them. But with the 6 of Cups right at the end, I think they will stop the juggling and they will make an appearance, okay. Let me just get you a quick card, advice for you. Well, we've had 2 of Cups. This person's still in love with you. You see, now your advice is the Eight of Cups, which is to move on. Okay, I can't lie. It's not, I can't sit here and say, oh yes, this is telling you, it's saying that to move on. So that is almost like your higher self saying, let them sort this out themselves. Let them sort it out themselves. Why, please? Why? Okay, because it's saying that you need to build your castle. You need to be in the Emperor energy where you're in charge, you're in control, and you're calling the shots. Okay, so I'll leave that with you. They see you as the Two of Cups. They see you as their soulmate. They'd like the Eight of Cups for advice is be the Eight of Cups. Keep walking, move on. And the reason is the, you know, the Emperor's coming out. Now, the Emperor can mean that they're going to come back in as the Emperor, where they will expect you to fall back into a traditional role. Okay, I know this will make sense to someone, where they will expect you. It's almost that energy, and it is just a metaphor, where you have the traditional roles of you know, however it used to be. One person goes out to work, and then the other person stays at home and cleans the house, whatever. Okay, but it's a very traditional that they're the boss. Doesn't matter how you identify, it's the energy that that person is the boss. And I feel that what it's saying is that they will come back in, and as much as, yeah, the Two of Cups is there, I'm now reading that Six of Cups and thinking, because that can indicate that nothing changes from how it was in the past. Okay, so they will come back in, but it will revert to how it was. Now, if you were happy with it to revert to how it was, that's great. But if you weren't, and you've rebuilt and you've got your own boundaries and you're in the Emperor energy, then the Eight of Cups really is saying, keep walking. Okay, leave it with you. I love you very much. Just remember who you are. You're top dog. Okay, speak to you soon.